Breaking borders, what does that mean to you personally?
To me personally, it means break the new borders of today. There is no Berlin Wall anymore, but there are still some borders today, electronic borders, new borders by authoritarian regimes. And breaking borders means that we have to denounce it and to fight against these new borders.
So that means there are also virtual borders and the freedom of expression. How would you, what does that mean to you personally? And have you made any experiences with that?
Yeah, freedom of expression is the only way to make better society. Without freedom of expression, you cannot have access to anything. You cannot fight poverty, you cannot fight corruption, you cannot denounce any problem in a society. So for me personally, freedom of expression is to find a way to guarantee to every citizen in this world an access to information. This is without freedom of expression, you cannot have a peaceful and democratic society.
Freedom of expression on the internet. What do you think? Where will this journey take us?
Actually, it will take us to a new democratic and peaceful world. It should take us to this world. Actually, it's not the case right now because there are still many people in this world and many leaders in this world, political leaders, economic leaders, who still consider internet as an enemy and as a threat. And it should change. It should not be. Internet is not a threat. Internet is not an enemy of these people. Internet should be considered as a very strong instrument, a very wonderful tool to promote peace and democracy to this world.
So how do you think could you change that point of view?
Actually, we have to rely on the fact that more and more people will use internet in the world tomorrow, and not only in European countries, but even in very poor countries. For instance, on a continent like Africa, people don't still realize today how powerful can be internet because they don't have a very free access to internet. I'm sure the situation will change in let's say maybe in 5 or 10 years, and I'm sure more people will have access to a free internet and will ask for a free internet. More internet will be powerful, and all these leaders who are still considering internet as an enemy will have to change their mind because they will be obliged to.
So what would be your wishes then for the development of freedom of expression on the internet?
Actually, my wish is that everyone can have access tomorrow to the same internet, and it's not the case today because of economic reasons, because internet is still very expensive in many countries, and because of political reasons, because internet is still censored in many countries. My wish is that tomorrow everyone here in Germany or in European countries or in the US have the same access to internet as people in Asian countries, in African one, without any consideration of political regimes, without any consideration of economic situation in the country. It is the only condition where people could really use internet to communicate, to exchange. This is the first objective of internet.
And where do you see dangers or risks or maybe even chances?
Yes, of course, because on the internet you can find anything. You can find true and reliable information and false information and rumors, of course. But at the same time, I have the feeling that the self-regulation on the internet is getting more developed. For instance, during the crisis in Iran this year, we received many pictures and many video footages not provided by professional journalists, but only by Iranian citizens, because journalists were forbidden to go on the street and report about the situation. So we received many and many images, and it's true that very few of these images were not true, were false images and were not taken at the date or at the location which was indicated. But the self-regulation of internet users makes this information reliable. So I really strongly believe in this. Of course, you can still find rumors or false information on the internet, but usually this information are denounced firstly by the internet users themselves.